Let's see. So we're at 1.3. Here is your formula. Oh wait, that's not it. Where is the formula? I think it's the previous one. Here it is. Distance formula. This is what we're working with today. Yours has parentheses in here. Mine does not for some reason. So this is the distance formula. This is what we're doing today. So I'm actually going to just switch to a blank page. Flip to the very back of your notes. There's some blank space on there. The very back page has some blank. That one. The very back page. So I'm going to go into these two examples here. So you're given 2 points, here and here. First thing you do, label them your x1, y1, x2, y2. So here's your formula. You have, the distance is the square root, x2, I'm actually going to zoom in on this more. It's x2 minus x1 plus y2 minus y1. So you just use the numbers that are on here. So that it's really not that complex. So I'll do this again. You have these. Okay, so now we substitute in. What is your x2? 6. What's your x1? 1. Then your y2 is 8. Y1 is 4. Does it make sense? You're just filling in these numbers? Okay, so
I don't even know what's going on. Like I'm seriously confused.
we started with these 2 points, and then you just fill in this formula. So there's no work done here. I just color coded it, and now I filled in these numbers into the formula. Okay, so I'm still going to keep this here. Right, 6 minus 1 is 5. 8 minus 4 is 4. So, still keeping this here. 5 squared is 25. Actually don't need these parentheses anymore. And then 4 squared is 16. If you ever get a negative on this row, you did something wrong. Okay? So this should always be positive when you square this stuff. So 25 plus 16 is 41? 41? Yeah. So square root of 41. The distance is the square root of 41. Stop there. Right, because square root of 49 is 7, square root of 36 is 6. So this is somewhere in between 6 and 7. But because it doesn't simplify, just leave it like that. You can convert it to a decimal. So what I was having y'all do, I would prefer you to do this answer. But if you want to use the decimals, then at least for the odds, I want you to leave your answer like this. At least for the odds. I think it's the easier way, so I'd rather you do all of them this way, but if you rather use the decimal, then at least do the odds here. Here's what's happening. Okay, so what we did is we found this distance right here between these 2 points. Let me zoom in so you see everything. So look, on the x's, so the blue, from the blue it's 1 to 6. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not the color. Anyway, the x values, you go from here to here. So this distance is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This distance is 5. This distance here is 4. So that's where you get this 4, and that's where you get this 5 from the formula. It's basically the Pythagorean theorem. So if you do that, you get this answer is going to end up being square root of 41. So that's what's actually happening here. If that makes sense to you, that's great. If it doesn't, you can forget about it. We'll just use the formula. It's literally the same thing. Okay. I'm going to go over here, and then I'll zoom out so I can leave everything up here for you. So same formula. What is the formula? Y2, X2. Let's start with the blue. X2 minus X1. Then you have Y2 minus Y1. Okay, so this is where my color coding helps out a little bit, and it's a little bit harder if you're not able to do that. Okay, so X2 is -6. X1 is -3. So, y'all, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So, look, when you have a negative in here, add a parentheses and have that negative in there. Y2 is 3. Y1 is -2. So here's one of the key things that messed up a lot of people today. I'm going to go and do the next step. Okay, up here. Negative, negative make a positive. So this is -6 plus 3. -6 plus 3 is -3. Then you have positive 3. Negative, negative make a positive. So this is going to be 3 plus 2. So here you have 5 squared. Are y'all with me so far? Here's the other thing that gets messed up when you do this. In your calculators, if you do -3 squared without parentheses, it's going to give you -9. That's wrong. So when you square this, it's going to come out positive. Make sure you use parentheses in the calculator. This is just an example. Oh, it's a 5. 5. Sorry. So this is 9 plus 25. So the answer here is 9 plus 25 is 34, which is approximately 5 point something, approximately 5.83. I don't know, 5.83 and is continuous. That's just the rounding. Okay, so this is how you do the front page. It's just the distance formula. I prefer you to leave your answers like this. And then also, 1 through 10, these are the answers in no particular order. So once you get an answer, check to see if it's up here. Yeah, 1 through 10. Any questions?
Wait, why is it recording?
Because I'm going to post this to YouTube so people who are not here can watch it.
On YouTube?